Welcome to the Love and Victory Show with Val, the place to laugh, sip on a little wine, and have open and honest conversation. Here you will find the tools to resolve real life issues. Unwind, pour up a glass, and get ready to exhale. Welcome back for part 2 of the Shanquella Robinson story, Where is the Justice? And again, Queen Shiba. So they were brought in for the tacos to have dinner.
Right. So he said then they started drinking. They were drinking a lot. And he left. Now
Who left?
the concierge. Now
Okay.
they're good. He got his guests situated. They're going to eat. They're good to go. He left. He said, but they were drinking quite a bit. But he also said she did not fit in with the group at all.
She did not.
She did not.
So
he noticed
he
that.
knew that this young lady was not someone like the people that were around her.
He said it just, there was no ebb and flow between her and the group, right? That's because I truly believe, Shanquella, have you ever showed up somewhere and before you got there, you asked the person, who all gonna be there?
Right.
And then you were like, you didn't tell me
This
so
is the
and
kind of
so was
party.
going to be there.
Yes.
Or this, and I think
That's
her
what-
will's returning. And people, the public is saying, well, if she felt like she was in danger, how come she didn't say something?
She was in a whole different country.
Have you ever second guessed yourself?
Okay,
though?
yes.
Like, I'm
so
tripping.
now
Let me
I'm
just-
tripping. I'm on
yeah.
some other stuff.
I'm just gonna make it do.
And
what
I don't
it-
want to make a
yes.
scene because I'm here and I don't want to be out there by myself.
And let me, in this generation, let me get out my feelings.
Yes.
Let me get out my feelings.
Yes.
Let me just go along and get along. And then people also want to know, well, if Shanquella wasn't talking, then why was she filming, walking down the hall, saying, come on, y'all, let's go skinny dipping? I believe that was after she started drinking.
You know what? When
And
I
she
saw,
warmed up a little bit.
I saw that too. I saw her trying to come out of herself to try to enjoy, make the best.
But they
out.
were isolated. Did you see how they
cut
intentionally
Yes.
isolated her? They were
Yes.
all in the group, the
Yes.
room. And the best friend that was walking back, that's the best friend.
Oh my!
Almost as if he was trying to go warn the other group. Here she comes, here she comes. Stop talking. But before he could warn them, you hear one of them say, I'm going to keep it hot.
Yes.
I'm going to keep it hot.
Yes.
And
yes.
then the tape stops, sorry. And then you see them later playing a game. And people said, well, when did they play this game? After the alcohol.
After the alcohol.
The same thing that happens in real life after you loosen up a little bit. And last but not least, you saw her sleeping in a hammock. And her best friend stands over her with the camera and he says, we got our first dead body.
You know what? And if you're not careful, you'll miss all of that. Because he did say that. I heard that, but to be honest,
Very
I
cryptic.
I
Very
didn't.
cryptic.
I really didn't listen to it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, what time? Because the date of that was a really significant date. Don't they have something like the Dead?
That
or
was
something?
Day of the Dead
Day of the Dead.
in Mexico.
That she was out. What?
Unalive.
Unalive.
That's what they
Unalive.
say.
Unalive.
Yeah.
And so the day that she actually was unalived was the day that is the...
Yeah, and I actually
Wow.
got really close to the time of death. I started really looking at the photos and the videos. I was looking at the fight. I'm looking at the sun. And then it hit me, wait a minute, this is early in the morning.
Oh my
Did
God.
they pull an all-nighter? That was my first question.
Well, that's the thing that was so intriguing to me with you, because I would have missed that. Because because you put some stuff up
Yeah.
that showed, actually, it was like the early morning dew, the early
Yeah.
morning
Well,
light.
what I did is I went and I Googled what time did the sun rise in Cabo San Lucas on October 29th. And the sun rose at 7:23 a.m. So I said, okay, if the sun rose at 7:23 a.m., I know they came into her room between 7:23 and I think I said maybe 8, because the coroner's report said she died approximately 15 minutes after her injury, and the final blow was her neck injury and her spinal cord injury. And I'm like, okay, so let me give them a benefit of the doubt. to assign some type of humanity.
Right.
Maybe they didn't walk in right at 7:23. So I
Right.
give them 15 minutes. Let's say 7:48. So I was able to peg the time of death between 7:58 between 7:58 to 8:30 a.m. And they sat with her body all day.
Oh my God.
And at noon, the maid reported finding her unresponsive. So they set it up so that the maid could find her. Okay? Wow. Here's where it gets
That's
tricky.
so satanic.
Here's where it gets tricky. If you found a body on your job, what would you do?
Immediately report.
The maid did.
Are you serious?
The
Can
maid
you
did not.
imagine walking into my office, into this space? You walk in here to do a podcast. There's a body laying on the. What are you going to do?
I'm calling 911.
You're
I'm running,
backing
I'm
out. You don't
screaming.
care who brought you here. You're backing out of here, and you get into safety, and you're making a call.
But if I didn't make a call, what would that say?
It seems like you're implicit in this. You know something.
I mean, and that's
Allegedly.
Allegedly, that told me. Let me start looking up this villa. Because I know in the U.S., if a maid finds a body, and they do sometimes, we've heard of crimes happening. They're going to call.
But
you
down
know
to the
about it.
management, the front desk,
Run
something,
and everything.
yeah.
And that did not happen. So who owns this villa? What's the real reason everybody's at this villa? That was the first thing. The second thing is, so
So
maid.
who owns this villa?
I'm not saying that.
We don't know.
I don't want to do that deep.
Okay, we don't know.
A very powerful businessman that has at least 3 to 4 partners, some of them which are located in the United States of America.
We don't know who you are
At all.
at all. On the Love and Victory
But
Show,
a
we
very,
don't know
very
nothing.
powerful businessman that owns real estate, construction companies, and a slew of different projects that are multi-million-dollar projects.
Oh my God.
So the maid finds her about 12 noon. Concierge was not called until 1:52.
That makes no sense.
So why did the maid not
notify
authorities? Why did the maid? So that makes me think something is going on with the villa. At 1:52, the concierge that was there the night before says he gets a text from Dejanay Jackson and say, we think our friend has alcohol poisoning. So they sat with the body 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, at least 5 hours now, post-mortem.
Okay, here's
so-
my thing. Here's my thing. And I know I'm driving my team crazy, but I got to get to this. This is so interesting to me. So my thought is that concierge who is attached to you the entire time.
Supposed to be.
They know your likes, your dislikes. They're checking in. They're making sure everything is okay. A maid that is supposed to clean, because the concierge do the pre-cleaning.
Sorry.
The concierge does the pre-cleaning, and then the maid comes in and clean. So could the concierge have come in and done the pre-cleaning and seen something off? Because the concierge is your butler.
Well,
or is it?
No,
it's
he's
not
just
there.
going to coordinate
Oh,
your
so
visit.
he's okay. Great. Okay, great.
So he gets a text, not a phone call, from Dejanay Jackson at 1:52 p.m. stating that Shanquella had alcohol poisoning and they needed a doctor to come to the resort.
Okay.
He said, okay, we can get you a doctor. It's going to be $150 and the doctor is coming. And he said a man doctor was coming. So when he dispatched a medical center, they did not send a man. They sent a woman that could speak English. Okay, that's neither here nor there. So the woman spent approximately, I'm going to say at least almost 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours with Shanquella. Wow. Now, it's alleged. The doctor is saying that there's so many different
stories.
Yeah, by the doctor. At first she said that the group told her Shanquella had alcohol poisoning, so she tried to do CPR, she tried to administer an IV and all of that
But
to
I don't,
rehydrate
okay,
her.
so I have to, because I work, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical person, but the doctor at that point is independent. It's him and his patient. So he's not really her and her patient. It's her trying to establish what is going on with this body. Yes, they take information, but now I have a body in front of me.
Well, that's how it works in the U.S. So that's why it's important to be able to toggle between two countries to say, wait a minute, in the U.S., that's how we have rules and guidelines and protocols. But in Mexico, it's a completely different world.
But you're a physician.
Completely different world.
You're
About
a physician.
90% of Mexico is run by the cartel.
You are a physician.
But you 90%.
I hear you.
So it's what the cartel says.
So the okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying, and that's the FBI came out with that when the 4 Americans were kidnapped in Mexico, and the FBI gave $50,000. They said it's important for U.S. tourists to remember about 90% of Mexico is operated by the cartel. So think about all of the entities and all of the properties. So
my God.
The doctor allegedly works on Shanquella. That was the initial report. But when I interviewed Shanquella's attorney, the doctor shared in another report to the U.S. government that Shanquella was making noises when she got there. Wow. So that's 2 different accounts. But when I looked at the autopsy report, follow this. They use a defibrillator, an automatic, an AED on Shanquella.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, the doctor did, to shock her. However, the defibrillator on the right side, according to the autopsy, showed no signs of life.
Okay.
So defibrillator detects heartbeat.
Right.
It showed post-mortem.
Come on.
It sends electrical signals,
exactly.
and then they take out that card, that SIM card. Shanquella
Nothing. She was already gone
when the doctor got there. So now we cannot trust the doctor.
Nothing about what.
So at this point, according to the concierge, somebody he did not name, an administrator, comes to the villa to tell him, you can leave. We got it.
Tell the
concierge
to go ahead. We got it.
You can leave. We got it. We'll take it from here. Wow. He went to say goodbye to the friend group and give his condolences. And he walked outside. He did not leave right away. A few minutes later, he hears the group erupt in laughter.
Wow. You know, it may be a part 3 of this. I am Queen Shiba. You're amazing. I don't want to end this because it's so much more. We really have to dig into this because they're still reaching out. You're still this. Mm-hmm. I did hear something about they're not going to move forward with.
Yes, the U.S. They will not be prosecuting this case. Yeah.
We're going to come back in. We're not going to leave this alone because it makes no sense that I, as a U.S. citizen, can travel. I think that we come with certain rights. We come with certain protections that we believe may be false.
I think we believe we do.
We believe we have protections. Mm-hmm. And so that's something that, to me, appears to be allegedly very clear, that my government would not pick up this case.
They picked up other ones.
They picked up other ones. So we're going to have to come back in. There will be a part 3 of this conversation. Please let us know. And again, before I end this, oh my God, Queen Shiba, what do you want to leave them with? We're coming back for part 3?
Yes, absolutely.
We're coming back for part 3, part 4, because this is not over. Before I go, I have to say something to the mother and to the father. I'm going to speak to the mother. I can only imagine someone that I've carried, my child, being here one day, gone the next moment, going on a trip with her friends just to enjoy herself, and then she can't even share with me what that experience was like. It's over. She can't share the pictures. We can't talk about how much fun, her outfit she's worn, any of that. And to the father, who is the protector, who have raised, who love their child. I can't imagine the pain that you must feel, all the feelings and emotions that are going through you right now because you feel as if you were not there for your child. You were not given the opportunity to protect your child. So I want to say to you, I will continue to pray for both of you all, for the sisters. Here at the Love and Victory Show, we love you. This case is not going to just go away. We will continue to reach out to Queen Shiba and anybody that wants to continue to keep this story alive. We want to hear about it. Queen Shiba is coming back for part 3.
Yes.
I know I was jumping in and out of this conversation because it's so personal. And when it's personal for me, I think of my daughters or even my sons. They can be on this trip. I'm going to turn it over to Queen Shiba. What do you want to leave us with?
Pick your friends like you pick your fruit. And think about how you pick your fruits and your vegetables very carefully. Right? You look at them, you squeeze it, you touch it. Pick your friends like you pick your fruit. And let your no be a complete sentence. If you're not feeling right about a particular friend group, if something just seems off, don't go. Follow your instinct, because you will never lie to you. So yeah, that's what I want to leave you with.
Well, she said, pick your friend group and you will never lie. I like that. I've never heard it said it like that. What you feel on the inside is speaking to you.
Yes.
Speaking to you. It's not lying. Trust it and don't feel like what you feel is wrong. If nobody else understands it, you know what you feel and don't feel like you have to justify it. And until we come back for part 3, we'll see you next time.
All right.